So welcome out everybody to the doTERRA Edge webinar presentation this afternoon on making money with doTERRA. And my name is Rod Richardson. I'm a diamond in doTERRA, and I've been in doTERRA for the last 2 years, over 2 years now. And we have a great and fantastic team. So we'll roll through this presentation here so you can understand the compensation plan a little bit better. First of all, the way that I like to introduce this topic is to address certain people's concerns head on, and that is doTERRA network marketing or an MLM company? And the quick answer to that is, of course it is. Network marketing is one of the most fantastic ways to generate an income from home or to do entrepreneurship with really low risk. And so hopefully as you see and I help you understand how you generate income through doTERRA, that you'll begin to feel the same way that I do about this incredible business model. Now, some people have some angst about network marketing, and those concepts are normally not completely justified, depending on the scenario or experience that they came from in the past. But one of the things to remember is that a company has a couple of options on how they market products. They can sell their product to the end user by wholesale distribution through retail channels. So if I make a product, I could go out and I could sell that to some wholesale outlets or buyers for major shopping chains, and then my product would go out through the retail distribution channel. Some products may require more instruction, though. So if you have a product that requires little education to sell, then I can put my money out to create advertising. I put money out and pay for ads to draw people in to acquire my product. Now, if a company has a product that requires more education in order to distribute it, then this could go through a personal distribution model, which is what network marketing is. That's what network means. I take my network and I market products to my network. So you're kind of like a mini retail channel. In this instance, rather than the company committing to spend money on advertising, they redirect those funds and expenses to you so that you can get paid for sharing by word of mouth. And so really when you get down to it, both models are exactly the same. Consumer wants a product and they exchange money for it. In network marketing, that money goes through you. And if they go to Walmart or whatever, then that money goes through Walmart. It doesn't really matter what the distribution point is. And so there isn't anything unethical or immoral or dubious about it. It's simply sharing products and you get paid to do so. It would be exactly the same if you started any business whatsoever. If you were going to make pens in your home and sell them at farmers markets, it's exactly the same thing. And so nobody should feel bad about that type of model. And so now some people think that network marketing is a pyramid scheme, so I'll help you understand what that actually is. Most people, if you ask them what a pyramid scheme is, would have no idea what it actually is. So I'll help you understand what that is. First of all, pyramid schemes are illegal, and you can't operate them legally. There are some of these, and they've been a lot of these are done around stock market or real estate investing or that type of thing, where they create arbitrary or non-existent value where people are paying in and getting paid based on people that pay to come in. That's against the law. That's not what network marketing is. Money in actual real-life pyramid schemes, the money that comes in is paid out, and there's no products exchanged. So that's of course a scheme. And generally with these types of things, there's maybe a person at the top that gets that gets fed or gets the burst, but eventually these types of models collapse because there's no value exchange, no tangible product that's changing hands, then there's no customer base built, and people in these types of schemes then are left to rely on incoming new people, which of course, again, is not legal. These do not sustain. They eventually collapse because there is no value exchanged, and they run out of market. And so that's what it is. And so how is direct selling different? First of all, it's completely legal. It's encouraged by governments. It's taught in some really excellent business schools, and many business leaders of our days advocate it as a very cost-effective and low-risk way for the average person to participate in the entrepreneurial dream. It's really incredible. In doTERRA, the thing that you need to understand is that income is earned by the sale of a product. In other words, we market a very excellent product, by the way, and we provide that value to our customers. And as a result, I have the opportunity to build my business enterprise around that. It's a fantastic model. Also, one of the misconceptions also is sometimes people would believe that multi-level marketing would be that it's a pyramid by nature, meaning that only a few at the top actually make money, and that's actually not the case. As you will learn today through doTERRA's, as I outlined doTERRA's compensation plan, what you're going to realize is that you have an equal opportunity to be at the top. It would be kind of like when you enroll in doTERRA, having a ladder placed in front of you, and so rather than having a pyramid that we're trying to knock the person off the top to occupy that spot, that's not what you need to do in doTERRA. All you need to do is climb the top of the ladder that's placed in front of you, and all of us have that equal opportunity. Everyone on this presentation today has just as much opportunity to be the top income earner of the company as the people that joined on day one, and it's fantastic. Matter of fact, there's probably no fairer business model. And if you question that, say for example you were a teacher at a college or a high school or something like that, how many of you would have the opportunity to be principal? One person, and probably wouldn't be anyone on staff. If you work for a major corporation, what are your chances of being CEO? Probably zero. And depending on how you manage your career, you may never have that opportunity to crest into upper management. And so those types of business models are actually more constrictive, even though you receive a steady paycheck. And when you're doing your own business, you need to create value. You need to earn or generate those and facilitate that income. And so it's a fantastic way. If you have a dream of creating something large, this really is an excellent level playing field to participate in. Income comes from product sales, and so there isn't. Oftentimes, I've heard people say, "Well, all the people that come in later, they're going to be who are they going to get?" Well, that's actually not how it works. Statistically, the income is generated from the sales of products, and so as a result, it wouldn't matter who comes in when. Not only that, but only a percentage of people that actually purchase products from doTERRA with membership accounts will go on to strive to actively build an organization and create an income. And so because of that small percentage, it wouldn't matter how many people join doTERRA. If you have a desire to build and create an income, you have just as much opportunity as anyone else. And so that's really the difference. This is whoever invented this type of model really deserves a lot of praise, because it gives fantastic hope and opportunity to the regular household, and at the same time provides a huge entrepreneurial opportunity for those that are progressive like myself, that desire to create large businesses. It has all that capability. All right, so there's three factors that define a really good network marketing company, and so we'll lay those out for you. The first is the product. When you have a product and you're thinking about selling it to people, does it provide an actual value proposition? Would people buy the product regardless of a business opportunity? That's kind of the first question that I ask myself. The second thing is, if I'm going to put my effort and energy behind representing a company and its products, does the management team have enough experience to pull it off? These are really important questions, especially for your long-term strategy. And then thirdly, the question that I ask myself is, does the compensation plan that they have designed, does it work for me or does it work against me? In many opportunity companies that I've looked at, the compensation plans will have lots of breakage in them, and they have a way of making it very difficult to make money, depending on how the plan is structured. And so what is the compensation plan becomes a really important question for you as well. And so with doTERRA, of course, we have a phenomenal product. This is a product that I was introduced to where my family had an actual need, and the neighbors shared the product with us, and it resolved the need. It provided my family with the solution. And I didn't join right away. Later on, I came home with a stomachache that I'd had for almost a month, some pain in my intestinal area that I started to get concerned about because of the length of time that it was around. And my wife had said, hey, the neighbor had brought by a sample of another oil, and this one was called peppermint. I drank that down, and sure enough, it soothed that pain right out of my digestive tract. So again, it was a product where I had a need, and it provided a real solution for me. And so as a result, we became very interested in the power of what oils could do. Our neighbor had also shared a Modern Essentials book with us, which helped to educate us further on the huge, enormous potential that doTERRA has. doTERRA products have to resolve many, many needs. And so, of course, our family got into that, and we've been resolving our family needs since, right down to emotional health of my daughters, physical health of myself and my youngest daughter, and other things. The product has really been life-changing in that way. And so as a result, the product provides me value. I don't mind buying the product. There's no such thing as me regretting having a shelf full of doTERRA product. I didn't buy the product because of the opportunity. I buy the product because it serves the needs of my family, and so I really enjoy representing doTERRA products, and I feel very good about it. Now, when you're looking at the product, we have to ask ourselves, in an effective opportunity, what is the market that's available to us? And so, if you think about that, doTERRA products are classified as a supplement. They're not meant to be a medicine. And those supplements, when you provide the body with great health and building blocks that it needs, has an amazing power to be able to repair itself. And so as a result, doTERRA inadvertently becomes an option. It becomes an added toolbox to your arsenal of good health. Instead of going to the doctor for every little thing, I now can handle most little things directly from my home, even major things, because of the incredible effectiveness of the product that doTERRA puts together. Now, if you're thinking about it, if this is an alternative to pharmaceuticals or over-the-counter medication, there was $203 billion spent in 2003 on meds. And 7 years later, that number had gone up by over $100 billion. Now, this number continues to increase. The 2010 stat was the last one that I could find, and we are 2 years into that. And we know that health concerns in our country are currently increasing at an alarming rate. There are many, many problems that this product can help provide a solution to. Obesity in children, overprescription of depression medications, ADD, overprescription and prescription by school teachers, and different things like that that are causing problems. Overprescription of antibiotics. These are things that are causing serious problems. And the doTERRA products and essential oils in general have been shown to be effective for thousands of years over these types of issues. And so it's, many of our modern medications, in fact, come from chemical compounds that are found in essential oils. It's really an excellent product. The market's growing. I think there's no doubt about that. Now, the management team, this is a group of individuals that have all run and managed multi-hundred million and billion-dollar network marketing companies. This is not their first rodeo. They're not practicing on doTERRA. It's not an experiment for them. It's not a lesson. They are taking their years of experience and they have brought it to the table to create one of the only growing network marketing companies in the U.S. right now. There hasn't been a U.S. network marketing company hit $1 billion in over 18 years. And so doTERRA, in 4 years of operation, has already passed the $100 million mark. And so that's usually the moment at which the opportunity becomes very, very stable. It's not a lot of likelihood that the company would go away suddenly at that level. It's very, very well managed and backed by an executive team of the best of the best. Each of these individuals has an enormous history and a set of credentials in opening foreign markets, managing network marketing companies, pulling companies out of bankruptcy and into huge profitable revenues. These guys know what they're doing, and there's 7 of them. Now, the other thing is, you're considering an opportunity as we cover the compensation plan. I want you to understand that the income that we're going to talk about today is not the same as other income that you've earned in the past. This income is going to be partially a residual base. And what I want you to understand about residual income first is that residual income is created from the sales of products from customers that continue to purchase month after month. And so if you join a company that has a very low retention rate, for example, then that money is primarily coming from 1 or 2 off sales, and the money does not actually hit a residual basis. And so residual income is actually not money that occurs month after month without your effort. Residual income occurs because your customers continue to buy from you. And that becomes an important point. And so when you're considering this type of income, I'm just going to put the hypothetical question out there. How many of you would like to have $40,000 in savings earning at 7% interest? That would be pretty great. And if we were to do a survey, we would find that very few people have any savings at all. And that's partially to do with the economy and our savings habits, cost of living, and different things like that are eating away at our paychecks at an enormous level. And so the ability to save money has become increasingly difficult. And not only that, but the ability to earn 7% interest through an investment is pretty low. Not through a standard investment vehicle, that's for sure. Now, if we were thinking about that, and this is what I want to help you understand, if we think about $50 a month, now $50 a month, when you're working for it, is not that much money. And most of us would say, oh, $50 a month is one thing, but residual $50 is a different animal. And this is what a $50 residual income is. It's the equivalent of $8,000 in a bank account earning its 7% interest. And so you can understand that if you had built an organization that delivered you $50 a month, every month, then that would be the same as having an $8,000 retirement. That's I think that's pretty incredible. Now, if we were to just lift this a little bit and say, what about a $250 residual income? Because none of these numbers are so far out of a range that it would interfere with our belief, our ability to do that. You know, what would be my ability to create a $50 residual income? I probably feel that that would be reasonably easy to do. And the same with $250 residual income coming in every month. You know, at that point, my product's paid for. It's basically free. And I have a little extra. I'm actually in profit. That's not a bad proposition. A household with an extra $150 coming in, I mean, that covers gas and probably offsets the grocery bill. This is a pretty significant residual income. And if we were thinking about that in retirement perspectives, that would be your $40,000 in the bank earning at 7% interest. And so this is important to understand, because in this model, in doTERRA's business model, you don't need to have the $40,000 in the bank to create the $250. If you were to go out and invest, you would need the $40,000 first. And so that's why most people have to work their entire lives to create a retirement income. Now, if we were to up that a little bit and just stretch our imaginations a little bit and imagine creating a doTERRA business that generated $1,500 a month, if we were willing to dedicate some effort, what would the retirement value of that be? Well, that would be about equivalent to $250,000 in the bank. And I've talked to many people when I was doing business consulting before that only had maybe $200,000 or $300,000 in their retirement savings after a lifetime of work. And so this kind of helps you understand how significant it would be to dedicate the energy to build up a doTERRA enterprise to deliver $1,500 a month, and the significant benefit that would be to your life. I mean, even if that took you several years to do, it would still be more money than you could possibly save during the same period of time. And so I just want you to understand, as we go into the compensation model and how you earn money, why this is so significant. Now, the single most important factor, as we talked about before, if you're going to create a residual income, again, it's not money that comes in automatically. It's money that comes in from reoccurring product purchases. This is why it's important that the product that you represent provides actual value to people. And that number is retention rate. And doTERRA's retention rate is way beyond the industry average. doTERRA's retention rate is 65% company-wide. Now, on my team retention rate rides around 70, a little over 70%. And I do have team members that even have higher retention rates than that, that have effective organizations. And why is that? It's because the company has a very awesome membership program, and the product provides them real, actual, tangible value. And so that becomes extraordinarily important. All right, now let's go right into the compensation plan and then help you understand the ranks inside doTERRA. First of all, there's 6 ways to earn money from doTERRA. The first is loyalty reward points. Now, this is not actually money, but it's as good as money. These are points that are earned as you purchase through your loyalty reward wholesale membership account. And you accumulate points that can be redeemed for free products, and you can cash those points in for free product. So it's a form of reward. Second, there's retail sales. You can earn money through the Fast Start bonus program. There's a Power of 3 bonus. There's the primary unilevel commission structure. Now that's where your residual income is generated. And there's leadership bonus pools. So these are bonus earnings. Retail sales, of course, is if you share, if somebody wants to buy a product directly from you, then you earn a retail sales profit. Fast Start bonuses are earned, as you work and you present and you get initial sales. Power 3 rewards you for structuring and keeping your customers purchasing. Unilevel, of course, is the giant engine that builds slowly over time, just like a big retirement bank account. And that's money that's generated from all sales within your organization. And then leadership bonus pools, of course, reward you for leading and actively producing. So part of your check can be earned through effort, and part of your commission just continues to grow month after month. All right, so here's how the loyalty rewards program works. One is that when somebody first joins doTERRA, they start earning loyalty reward points at the rate of 10%. So for example, if I bought 100 points worth of product through my loyalty reward program, and basically loyalty reward is a monthly commitment to purchase. And so as long as that order is set up properly in my back office, and as long as that order is over 50 points, then I will earn points and I will continue to move up this scale. And so what that means is if I purchased 100 points, which would be required to earn an income, so I would want to maintain a monthly purchase through loyalty rewards at 100 PV minimum to be able to make sure that I earn checks. You can earn points at 50 points. However, you would not be able to advance ranks, and you would not be able to participate in certain parts of the compensation plan. And so since we're all on this call to learn how to get paid, then you will want to maintain a minimum of 100 PV on your loyalty reward orders. And by doing that, you do that for 3 months, so I would have earned 10 points per month on those 100-point purchases. So by the end of a quarter, I would have 30 points banked up. And it's basically $1 per point on oils. So I could come back and I would be able to redeem those for various oils that I might want. Now, if I continue that purchasing activity, I will go up to 15%, and over the course of a year, I can maximize that at 30% earnings. Now, there are certain enrollment benefits that if you enroll with certain kits, they will advance you on this loyalty reward scale quicker. So, for example, if you had enrolled and purchased a diamond kit, which is the top kit, the company would start you earning at 25% loyalty rewards, and you would be at the 30% maximum within 3 months. And so if a person was really building a business, that is going to provide you the greatest advantage, because those loyalty reward points, I can bring free product in, and now I can use those products for sampling to continue to mark up my business. It becomes very important for you as a business builder. Now, the key points of loyalty reward program, just to do that, is one, you can do loyalty rewards as a preferred customer or as an IPC. If you want to enjoy the full benefits of the company, though, you will be an IPC. Preferred customer is really a very limited program, and there is no way to earn an income as a preferred customer. And so, preferred customers are really, there would be no excuse for being a preferred customer, with the exception that maybe you had a retail store, and in that instance we would probably set the owner up as an IPC and then the store up as its preferred customer to maximize his benefit in the company. And so otherwise your preferred customers are really getting the low end of the stick. They get the lowest amount of benefit, and they don't provide any real benefit to a structure or an organization in terms of business building. And so those are important points to remember. It is a good option for somebody that just maybe has a conflict of interest where they cannot be an IPC of a company. Then they could be a customer and buy products at a little bit of a discount, although it's not as good as the IPC. Even if a person doesn't have an intention to build, for example, they are still better off being an IPC because they get a bigger benefit. And at the time they ever considered trying to share it with others, then they would have that opportunity to earn a check without spending additional money to re-enroll as an IPC. All right, so now as for loyalty rewards, it's 100 points to earn a check and a minimum of 50 points to accumulate additional points. doTERRA's program, the thing that I really love about it, it gives you full control over your product ordering. You don't have to worry about being in the back, being stuck with product that you don't want or anything like that. You can select from hundreds of doTERRA products, and many of those are consumable. It's very easy to consume at a regular pace with products that you would use regularly at the minimum required amounts to enjoy all the benefits. And you can control the date that it ships. You have full control over it. Then if you, they do have a hard ship option. You can go down to even 1 point through your loyalty reward program, and then you will not lose your points, but you will not advance on the loyalty reward scale. So for example, if I did 50 points month 1, I would have 10% of that, so I'd have 5 points. And then on month 2, if I did 1 point through it, then everything would stall. It would stay right where it's at. I would be considered as 1 month. So if I went to 50 points again the next month and the next month, then it would take me 4 months to advance to 15%. So I just want you to understand that if you have a hardship, you can still keep yourself in the game by ordering anything through that loyalty reward program. You just won't receive the benefits of it or enjoying the full benefit of your membership. You can cancel any time by calling member services. The detriment to that is that if you do that, if you need to do that, it's okay, but you will go back to the beginning. And you will lose any remaining points that are in your account. And so you don't want to cancel if at all possible. You want to at least order something. And if you want to earn money, of course, which is what this presentation is about, you'll want to maintain that 100 points anyway. And so this should be a non-issue. All right, understanding the difference between enroller and sponsor. This is an important part of understanding how you get paid in doTERRA. The enroller is the person that actually has control of the IPC spot, and certain parts of the compensation plan are paid to the enrollers. Generally, if you find somebody and you're doing the work on them, then you would most likely be the enroller. And now, enroller on a spot is important for rank as well. And so when you find people, you don't necessarily want to give away enrollerships if you're a builder. If you're not a builder, of course, then it's not as important. But it's important. It's important if you are striving to reach ranks and things like that. Now, enroller is not placement. The placement, where you are in the organizational tree, is the sponsor. So sponsor is placement. The unilevel structure of the pay plan is paid to the sponsors. And so that's true, that's 7 levels, and it goes beyond that as well. But those 7 levels, it goes down, and that pay in the unilevel goes right up the structure, right in order of placement and sponsors. Now, the other code that's important is understanding the difference between PV and OV. There's a point value system in doTERRA. And so PV is your personal purchases. Now, your retail sales will also show up as PV. So when somebody goes to your website and they buy an oil from you, that will show up as personal volume. Now, I believe the same holds true for preferred customers as well that are on your front line. And so the value, it's the value of your personal purchases. It's the point system. Also, the reason they do a point system, and it's basically $1 per point on oils, but the reason they do that is so that the compensation plan is universal internationally. So when we go to France, for example, and the pricing model is changed to francs, the point model does not have to change. And so compensation is paid out based on points. There are no dollars. So if I sell $300 worth of product and it's 280 points, I'm paid on the 280 points. The company helps do that so that it manages cross-country foreign exchange, currency exchanges and things like that, but also so that it helps the company manage third-party products as well. So sometimes the margins will be different based on products, and so they wouldn't be able to have the same pricing structure that keeps the company healthy if they are if they're basing it on dollars. A good example of that is a diffuser. An oil is $1 per point, but a diffuser is $100 but has a 40-point value. And the reason why is because the product comes from a third-party production, and so the company does not have the margin in it to be able to absorb that and maintain its profitability, which is very important for us when we're backing the company. Profitability of the company is very important to keep the company in business and very healthy for the health of our own businesses. Now, OV is the overall volume that's generated by all the purchasing activity within your organization. And so these are the difference between these two numbers. Now, when we're talking about retail, retail is very simple. It's basically 25% of the purchase that occurs. And again, that's pretty straightforward. You earn 25% of the retail purchase. It's paid monthly in your monthly commission, and these are commissions that are paid when somebody orders from your website. That would come out monthly. And an LRP order is not required to receive that check. This is just a little case study to help illustrate it for you. Basically $30 earning from a family physician kit. All right, so the Fast Start bonus program, this is a really important bonus for those that are just starting. And it's an important bonus for those of us that have mature businesses as well. The reason why is because it's your now money now. This is the weekly cash flow that occurs in your business. And it's rewarded to those that are actually doing the effort to go out and present the oils and ask for people to sign up with memberships. When they do that, this bonus is paid every single week. So if you enroll somebody by Friday, the following Wednesday, it's calculated as the previous week's Fast Start period, and then the check is issued by the end of the week. So if you're wondering, how do I get cash flowing through my business, this would be the part of the compensation model that you want to focus on early in your business. And again, we encourage this even as leaders to continue this practice, because that weekly cash flow can be very significant. It would be very easy to get your products paid for by holding classes and presenting the oils to people and getting enrollments. When that occurs, you would very easily cover your products and make a profit just by the Fast Start bonus alone. It's a fantastic program. I love it. It's paid to enrollers. So if I enrolled somebody 3 levels down in my organization and they enrolled somebody, they would get the 20% and I would get the 10%. It doesn't go straight up the structure. It goes up through enrollers, which would be, i.e., the workers, the ones working. This is a great compensation model too, because it rewards those that are actually working, and whereas only parts of it are going to accumulate from efforts of others. Now, qualifying LRP of 100 points is required to receive this bonus. You must have a qualified position, be purchasing at 100 PV in order to receive that check. If you do not, this is the only breaking point in the entire compensation plan. And that is, if I enroll somebody and I do not have 100 PV, then the 20% will not be paid to me. It doesn't roll up either. The 20% would vanish, and the person that enrolled me, if they were qualified, would get the 10%. Now, that very rarely happens. The only time that would ever happen is a person that's actively building the business would not be unqualified. And if they weren't, it would probably be because of error. And so they would very quickly learn to not do that. Examples of Fast Start bonus. If Sally bought a diamond kit, it's a 2,000 PV purchase. And so this is what this would look like. If you enrolled somebody with a diamond kit, you would receive a check for the following month for $400. The person that enrolled you would receive a check for $200, and their enroller would receive $100. And now you can see why this would be an important business model for getting your home-based business functioning really well, to focus on this Fast Start bonus as your primary commission in the early phases. Now, the Power of 3 bonus is a reward that the company gives you to help inspire you to build your structure correctly. And it looks like this. When you get in, you want to have a qualified spot. Then you want to find 3 others. You just go out, you share the product. You find a product that you're in love with. You have an experience with that product. You share that experience with 3 others who would like to do the same. And if you do that, and you and those 3 people are producing 600 points in sales. So that would mean that you and those 3 people, along with whoever else you have on the front line there, as long as that equals 600 OV, organizational volume, then the company will send you a $50 check. Now, if you help those 3 people do exactly the same thing, then the company will send you a $250 check, and all of your leaders will each now get a $50 check. Now, if you repeat that again, then you've completed what's called the Power of 3 bonus structure, and the company will send you a $1,500 check per month. Now, I have the structure in place, so I receive this bonus. The leaders on all the leaders above my lowest line there, the 3rd line, all receive $250 checks, and their leaders all receive $50 checks. Now, and just from me achieving it. Now they have the ability to achieve it as well, so they could actually, there could be somebody frontline to me actually earning $1,500 as well. So it's by individual, and so this is an incredible bonus. Now, if you remember our first slide about residual income, you will see that once you've found 3 people and you're producing $600 a month in sales, that you basically have $8,000 in the bank. If you did that again, you're going to have basically $40,000 in the bank. And if you did that again, you would have the equivalent of $250,000 in earning power. I think that's that is cool. And if you count the number of people there, that's you're able to do that with not a lot of people. It did take me a while to put it together because it doesn't necessarily flow together all pretty like that. But if you're paying attention to it and you're managing it and you're duplicating properly, it's not certainly not out of your reach to do. Now, here's how the primary commission structure works. Now, you'll notice that the numbers to the right, the actual earnings, include the Power of 3 bonus, and so some of the volume it's on the first 3 levels here are going to be partially accurate. They're potentials. Now you earn 2% on your front line, 3%, and this advances all the way down to your 7th level. Now, what's really unique about this is that most companies that have a unilevel program invert this structure, meaning that on level 1 they have 7%, and then on your 7th level they have 2%. And the irony is the company pays out the same amount of money, but for you, the individual, you would earn about $14,000 less if the numbers were inverted. It started at 7% and ended at 2%. So doTERRA has made it the most beneficial for you. It starts at 2%, so you make the least on the least and the most on the most. And the vast bulk of your organization starts to form towards the bottom. And so that's where the higher percentages. Company also has a program called dynamic compression, and so you're paid a true 100 PV on each level. And so it compresses and dynamically compresses all the way up to pay the qualified people on the line. The awesome thing about it is this part of the pay program has no breakage in it. This part of the pay program, doTERRA pays every dollar out to the first qualified person, and so or to the next qualified person up, and so as you achieve ranks and you start to qualify for these lower levels, then you start to pick up where others are not qualifying because of their inactivity. All right, the first important rank that you'll strive for is elite. As elite, you become elite when, 1, you're qualified, meaning 100 PV purchase through your LRP program, and you and your team are producing about $3,000 in sales. That would be 3,000 OV. And as soon as you achieve that, then you'll be elite. This is a significant rank. It's the first rank that doTERRA rewards with a pin. And so it's a great achievement. Generally represents that your organization has started to gain momentum. Now, the next rank requires leadership. This is where you have to start getting your leadership legs, and that is because there's a little bit of structure required to hit this rank. And that is that you would need 2 legs that are producing at least 2,000 points each for a total of 5,000 points to hit Premier. Now, the next rank up from Premier is the first leadership rank. doTERRA recognizes you as a serious leader once you hit Silver. And Silver means that you're leading 3 personally enrolled elite teams. And then you'll notice also that as you achieve ranks, Silver is the first rank in which you open up the entire compensation model. So as you, at Premier, for example, you're only paid 6 levels. At Elite, you're paid down 5 levels. So with each rank advancement, you open up a new level till you hit Silver, which maximizes the pay program in terms of what's available to the average person. Now, just as a point of reference, some people might wonder, Silvers, as a Silver, you'd probably earn between $800 and $1,500 a month. And now if you have the Power of 3 bonus, for example, if you have the Power of 3 bonus and the Silver rank, then it's possible for you to get up around 3,000. Now, in order to qualify for the rank, you must be the enroller on the elite person, and so if, for example, where the green dot is there, if I had enrolled that person on your front line, then that person would not count for your rank advancement, and so as a result, the other thing is you can only count 1 enrollment per line for the rank advancement. So, for example, if underneath the green dot I had personally enrolled 2 people and they both became elite, that would not qualify me as Silver. Only one of those people could qualify me for the rank of Silver. They must be 3 separate lines from you. Now, the next rank up is Gold, and Gold requires some pretty serious leadership skills. The reason why is because you have to inspire leaders. Because as we saw, to achieve Premier, you have to be starting to lead. You have to be able to attract people and inspire people that want to build. And because they need 2 lines. They can't just have people placed under them. They need to have 2 leaders that they're enroller on. And so as a result, as a Gold, that means that your leadership has started to bear fruit. It means that your leading style is actually effective, and your leading style is attracting and inspiring other leaders. And so Gold is a really significant milestone for you. And also, if you're looking about replacing a job income, then Gold is the rank where that starts to become possible. I wouldn't quit your job before you become Gold. It would put a tremendous amount of stress on you to do that if you did not have another income source. But about the time you start maturing as a Gold organization, then your checks should be large enough that you could replace a job income. Now, Platinum is the next rank up from Gold. And this is a serious leadership rank. Platinum, no one in the company ever becomes Platinum without wanting to. You have to inspire leaders that have inspired leaders. And so it takes an enormous amount of duplication and effort. Now, is it worthwhile to master the skills and become a great and effective leader? Of course it is. A Platinum is going to be earning probably around $7,000, maybe even $8,000 a month. I mean, that's pretty worthwhile. There's not very many jobs that pay that much. That would be it'd be very difficult to find a job that pays in that level, and so it's very worthwhile to learn the skills. How do you get there? You get there by finding people, by teaching people, by enrolling people, and when others see your commitment and your activity level, then they will be inspired to do the same, and that's how you become platinum. Now, the rank that everybody is striving for, of course, is diamond. Now, diamond is just an extension of platinum. It means you've inspired 4 silvers, and this really is the rank in which you start to experience financial self-reliance. It's usually your residual income is up high enough if you've kept your personal living expenses in order and you manage your business well. Technically, at the diamond rank, your residual side of your income should be easily covering your monthly living expenses. And then, of course, there are additional income that's received through other bonuses as well. And so the range of income for diamonds varies anywhere from $7,000 a month, and I think the top earning diamond is about $40,000 a month. But again, that's a very mature organization. It's not the average. I think is about $12,000 a month for a diamond, and so it's a great milestone. And I will say that no one is going to become diamond without an intense commitment to do it and to get there. And the reason why is obvious. Nobody becomes diamond by accident. It takes a very high level of commitment and determination to reach that level. However, it is available, and the good news is it was just as hard for me as it will be for you. And the good news is I did go through it, and I reached that rank, and as a result, I get to, of course, enjoy the benefits that come with it. And, of course, I continue to build, and we are going far beyond where we're at now. All right, now the other part of commission comes from leadership performance pools. It comprises 2% of the entire company. So, for example, if the company generated $1 million in a month, leadership performance pool would be at $20,000. Now, each rank of the leadership ranks gets shares in that pool. If you're a silver, you get 1 share. If you're a gold, you get 5. And as a platinum, you get 10 shares in that pool. Now, you'll notice that diamonds are not included in the performance pool. And only silvers, golds, and platinums share in that pool. Diamonds have their own pool. Now, if we were to break that out, if there were 1 silver, these work just like shares in a company. So if there was 1 silver, there would be 1 share issued, and they would get $1,200. The 1 gold would get $6,200, and the platinum would get about $12,000. Now, of course, there are several platinums and many golds and a whole grundle of silvers. And the good news is the company does have $1 million days, and so as a result. Probably on average, last time I checked, a silver bonus might be $150. The gold bonus is around $700, and the platinum bonus is between $1,200 and $1,400. And so that kind of gives you an idea what would be available in the leadership performance pool. You get an additional share for each personally enrolled elite on your team for the first month that they hit that rank. And so there is ways to get more shares. Now, the diamond performance pool consists of 1% of the entire company, and it's paid to the 3 diamond ranks. So there's diamonds, blue diamonds, and presidential diamonds. Presidential diamond is the top rank in the company. So diamonds get 1 share, blue diamonds get 2, and presidentials get 3. And this is just kind of a quick thing of what that would be out of that pool. Now, each diamond rank has an additional pool as well. So there's 1% that all diamond ranks share in. So it's a diamond performance pool. Then Diamonds have an additional 1%. Blue diamonds have another 1% pool, and presidential diamonds also have a 1% pool. Now, if you can imagine presidential diamonds, I think there's probably only 2 or 3 people that actually qualify for that diamond bonus currently for the presidential diamond pool, so you can imagine that that would be a pretty significant bonus pool. All right, and then diamonds earn additional shares for every personally rolled premier that they have on the team. So again, you can earn more when you're actively building. All right, so getting started in doTERRA, if you haven't already, step 1 is to, of course, set up a wholesale account. You can do that for a minimum of $35, or you can select one of the variety of enrollment kits that doTERRA has, and your wholesale membership is included in the kit purchase. Membership will get you 25% off of retail, so that's a wholesale membership. And then, of course, you have the option of participating in the loyalty reward program and earning free product credits. The second thing is you want to set up that loyalty reward order so that you're qualified to receive an income. Get that set up right away for a minimum of 100 PV. And as a commandment, general commandment for anyone building, thou shalt not go below 100 PV or leave your computer system with anything less than 100 PV set. The reason why is even if you're planning to come back later, the computer, it's all computerized. So the moment that your order is set for below 100, the computer recognizes you as unqualified. And so if there's enrollments taking place, of course you will miss pay. Then third, be sure to get Modern Essentials book. And that's your guidebook that helps you learn how to use the product effectively. Because essentially it all begins with you using the product and learning how to use that product effectively in your house, getting a result and a benefit from that, and sharing that benefit with other people. That's the key to really making money. Now, if you'd like to get plugged in for support, we have doTERRAEdge.com, which is our team. Our team, we offer training, support, coaching, team calls. We have a Facebook forum that you can join, doTERRA Edge Facebook group. And these are forums where you can get your questions answered and you can find support, you can find classes, and you can get trained, and you can understand how to do this effectively. If you wish to succeed, there are team members that are ready to support you and show you exactly what you need to do. And so with that, I'm going to draw the recording to a conclusion, and then I will open it up for questions.